This Sunday will not be like any other day. Heaven has already written it into your story as a day of intervention, a day when the impossible begins to bend, and your life will never look the same again. Can you feel it? The atmosphere has shifted. The air feels heavier, yet strangely lighter. Your dreams are sharper, your body more restless, your spirit stirred in ways you cannot explain. These are not random symptoms. They are prophetic signals. This Sunday is not coming to pass quietly. It will close doors you could never close by yourself. It will open paths you didn't even know existed. And it will leave a mark so undeniable that you will look back and say, that was the day everything changed. Do not treat this as just another Sunday. It has been marked by heaven, and the miracle it carries will divide your life into before and after. Chosen one. Some days are not just days. They are divine appointments written into your life long before you were born. Days when heaven interrupts the ordinary and marks your story with an undeniable shift. This Sunday is one of those days. It is not just another square on the calendar. It is not simply the end of a week or the beginning of another. This Sunday has already been sealed by God as the day of a miracle that will separate the before from the after of your life. And if you are sensitive, you can already feel it. The atmosphere is different. Your nights have been heavier, your dreams more vivid, your emotions stirred without reason. Even your body may have been speaking. Sudden fatigue, chills out of nowhere, tears that rise without sadness, or a strange peace that comes in the middle of chaos. These are not coincidences. They are signs that heaven is already open over you. This Sunday will not be silent in the spiritual. Even if nothing unusual seems to appear with your natural eyes, in the unseen realm, everything is moving. What was stuck is shifting. What was delayed is aligning. What seemed dead is breathing again. Do you sense it? That quiet trembling in your spirit? That weight in the air that you can't explain? That is heaven's way of saying, I have set this day apart. Think for a moment about your journey up to now. How many times have you prayed for a sign that God was still with you? How many times did you wonder if the promise was still alive or if you had been forgotten? How many times did you almost let go? This Sunday comes as heaven's answer, not just to soothe you, but to transform you. Not just to comfort you, but to confirm you. And when God marks a day, everything around you begins to rearrange. Do not be surprised if conversations shift unexpectedly. Do not dismiss it if an old connection suddenly reappears. Do not ignore a sudden idea, an unexpected invitation, or a door that swings open where there was once only a wall. These are not accidents. They are alignments. This is how heaven announces itself before it manifests fully. But let me warn you, a day marked by heaven is also a day of separation. What cannot walk with you into the new will begin to fall away. Relationships may loosen, plans may collapse, paths you thought were certain may suddenly lose clarity. Do not panic. Do not cling. This is not loss. This is clearing. God never pours new oil into an old wineskin. The clearing is part of the miracle. And here is what you must remember. Miracles rarely begin with fireworks. They often start with whispers. They begin with the small details, the subtle shifts, the things that would look ordinary to anyone else, but carry extraordinary weight in the spirit. Elijah saw a small cloud the size of a man's hand, and yet it carried the promise of a downpour. In the same way, this Sunday will bring signs that may seem small at first, but they will be undeniable to your spirit. This is it. The miracle has begun. Do not sleepwalk through this day. Do not bury yourself in routine. Do not drown out the signals with noise and distraction. This is not just another Sunday. This is not business as usual. This is a marked day, a holy day, a day chosen for you. And when it arrives, stand still and remember, heaven has written this Sunday into your story. And when heaven writes, no one can erase it. Chosen one, every life holds areas that seem untouchable. Things you've prayed for so many times that your words feel worn out. Doors you've knocked on until your knuckles were bruised, but they never opened. Desires you carried for years that grew so heavy, you started to believe maybe they were never meant for you. These are the places we call impossible. And the impossible has a way of wearing you down, making you believe that even God has gone silent. But hear this, when heaven decides to move, even the impossible must bow. It doesn't matter how long it has stood in front of you. It doesn't matter how strong it looks, how thick the wall, how final the no. When the Spirit breathes, what was set in stone becomes sand. And this Sunday, the impossible in your life will begin to move. Do not expect it to happen in ways your mind can fully predict. Sometimes, the first sign of a miracle looks nothing like the outcome you imagined. A door closes, but it was the wrong door, the one that would have trapped you. A relationship ends, but it clears space for the one aligned with your purpose. An old cycle crumbles, but it makes room for the new one, written long ago. The impossible often begins to shift by breaking what was never meant to stand. Think of the story of Lazarus. To everyone around, death was the final word. The stone was rolled in place, the body already sealed. But Jesus stepped into that impossibility and simply called, "Come out." And what seemed locked in death had to move. This is the authority of heaven over your life. What looks final in the natural is not final in the spirit. What looks sealed is only waiting for the command of God. Some of you are already noticing the first ripples. Strange coincidences, unexpected messages, opportunities resurfacing after being gone for years. Maybe you sense restlessness in your spirit, like you're standing at the edge of something you can't quite name. That's not anxiety, that's alignment. That's the sound of the impossible beginning to crack. Do you remember the cloud Elijah saw? Just the size of a man's hand, almost laughable compared to the drought. But he knew, if heaven sends a sign, no matter how small, it carries the full weight of the promise. In the same way, your miracle may not burst open all at once this Sunday. It may come as the whisper, the small shift, the single door that nudges open. Do not despise it. Recognize it. Because once the impossible begins to move, nothing can stop the wave that follows. And I must ask you, will you recognize the shift when it doesn't look like what you expected? Will you have the courage to call it miracle even if it starts as disruption? Because that is often how heaven works, by shaking loose the structures we built around our own expectations. So the true miracle has room to breathe. This Sunday is not about God showing you something small just to comfort you. It is about Him showing you the first stone rolling, the first sign of movement, the first confirmation that what was immovable is finally yielding. And once it starts, it will not stop. Chosen one, prepare yourself, because what you thought would never change is already trembling at the sound of heaven's command. This Sunday, the impossible is not just a word. It is the very place where God will reveal his power. The wall will crack, the door will open, the silence will break, and you will know the impossible has begun to move. Chosen one, heaven never releases a miracle without leaving evidence in the air. God does not simply move in silence. He marks the path with signals for those who are awake. The signs are not there to entertain you, they are to prepare you, to whisper, "Pay attention, it has begun." And if you are sensitive, you will notice them even before the breakthrough fully arrives. These signs often look ordinary to the distracted. To the one who is spiritually asleep, they may appear as random coincidences, meaningless patterns. But to the chosen, they burn with clarity. They are heaven's fingerprints left along the way. This Sunday, those signs will multiply. And the more awake you are, the more you will see. What do these signs look like? They appear in your dreams. Night visions that are sharper, filled with symbols that echo long after you wake up. You may dream of doors opening, of reunions, of light breaking into dark rooms. These are not random stories of the subconscious. They are prophetic rehearsals of what is already unfolding in the spirit. The signs also show up in small disruptions. A plan suddenly falls apart, but later you realize it freed you for something greater. A person exits your life with no explanation, but the space they leave becomes the entry point for divine alignment. Don't mistake endings for failures. They are often the sign that the miracle needs room to enter. Sometimes the signs come as numbers repeating over and over, times on the clock, catching your eye at the exact moment you are praying, or a phrase you've carried in your heart suddenly appearing on a billboard, a song, a conversation. To the world, it's coincidence. To you, it's confirmation. Heaven speaks in patterns because patterns pierce the noise. But one of the greatest signs of the miracle is the shift in your own heart. Notice the way you are beginning to feel lighter, even though circumstances haven't changed yet. Notice how fear that once held you down is slowly losing its grip. Notice how your spirit suddenly feels expectant, as though something good is about to break open. That is not imagination. That is the Spirit tuning your heart to the frequency of the miracle. Your body itself may testify. Have you felt chills for no reason? Tears rising without sadness? A weight lifting from your chest as if a burden you didn't even realize you were carrying was removed? These are signs, too. Your body is a temple, and temples vibrate when the presence fills them. The signs are not just external. They flow through your very flesh. But here is the truth. The signs are not given to convince you. They are given to prepare you. Because God does not want you to miss the miracle when it comes disguised in forms you didn't expect. The signs are heaven's way of softening your sight, of adjusting your vision so that when the breakthrough appears, you recognize it instantly. And I ask you, are you paying attention, or are you brushing off the nudges, the dreams, the disruptions as if they were nothing? Because this Sunday, the signs will be undeniable. The atmosphere will thicken, the coincidences will increase, and the alignment will be too precise to ignore. Do not look for the spectacular only. Look for the subtle. The spectacular is birthed in the subtle. The fire begins with a spark. The rain begins with a cloud the size of a hand. The miracle begins with signs that whisper, "It's here. It has started. Don't miss it." Chosen one, you are walking into a marked day, and the signs of the great miracle are already surrounding you. Pay attention, honor them, declare them. Because when you acknowledge the signs, you step into agreement with the miracle itself. And once you agree, nothing can keep it from manifesting. This Sunday will not leave you guessing. The signs will shout louder than ever before, and your only task is to see them, to believe them, and to prepare to receive what they are pointing to. How to align yourself to receive. Chosen one, the greatest danger of a miracle is not that it won't come. It's that when it comes, you won't be ready to receive it. Heaven can pour out, but if your vessel is cracked or full of the wrong things, the blessing will slip through your hands. That's why alignment is not optional. It's essential. And this Sunday, as heaven marks your life, the question will not only be, what will God release? But also, are you aligned to hold it? Alignment is not passive. It is not sitting back with folded arms, hoping God will do everything for you. Alignment is active surrender. It is preparing the soil of your heart so that when the rain falls, the seed of the miracle doesn't wash away, but takes root. How do you align yourself? First, align your mind. Your thoughts are gates. If they are filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, the miracle will come, but you won't recognize it. You'll call it coincidence. You'll dismiss it. This is why the word says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." To align, you must begin to think in agreement with heaven. Replace, "I don't think it will ever happen," with, "If heaven has marked it, it's already mine." This shift opens the gate for the blessing to enter. Second, align your heart. Carrying bitterness, offense, or unforgiveness is like holding poison in the very cup where God wants to pour new wine. You cannot receive while you are still clutching resentment. Forgiveness is not optional here. It is alignment. Letting go is not weakness. It is making space. And a cleansed heart is a magnet for miracles. Third, align your body. Yes, your body matters. Have you noticed the signs in your flesh lately? The chills, the tears, the heaviness, the sudden surges of energy? Your body is not betraying you. It is preparing you. Treat it as the temple it is. Rest when the Spirit tells you to rest. Fast when He nudges you to fast. Step away from atmospheres that drain your strength. The miracle you're about to carry is not only spiritual, it will touch your flesh. Your body must be ready to hold the fire. Fourth, align your routine. You cannot expect something new if your daily rhythms are still chained to the old. If your days are cluttered with distractions, noise, and chaos, where will the miracle land? Create space. Protect silence. Carve out time to sit in the presence, to journal, to listen. When you adjust your rhythm, you show heaven you are serious about making room. And above all, align your faith. Faith is not a feeling. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. Faith is a choice to believe even when everything else argues against it. Faith is saying yes to God in the dark, so that when the light breaks, you are already in position. Without faith, the miracle can knock on your door and you'll still hesitate. With faith, the moment the door cracks open, you step through. Let me ask you, are you willing to align even if it costs your comfort. Are you ready to release old patterns, to walk away from what no longer fits, to step into silence when the Spirit calls? Because miracles are not sustained by comfort zones, they are sustained by alignment. This Sunday, don't just wait. Prepare. Guard your thoughts. Clean your heart. Strengthen your body. Simplify your days. Anchor your faith. Alignment is not about forcing God's hand. It's about being in the posture to catch what He has already decided to pour. Chosen one, the miracle is on its way. That is not in question. The only question is, will you be aligned enough to receive it, to carry it, and to let it transform you? Do not miss this. Do not let distraction or hesitation steal what was meant for you. Align now. Because when Sunday arrives, heaven will not hesitate. The miracle will fall, and those who are aligned will rise into a new life they cannot lose. Chosen one, every true miracle leaves behind a line that cannot be erased. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it divides your life into two parts. There is always a before and an after, and this Sunday, heaven has already marked that division for you. You're about to step into a turning point where nothing will look the same again. The before is the long season you know too well. The place of waiting, of silent prayers that seemed unanswered, of carrying promises that felt more like burdens. The before is where you ask questions no one can answer. Why is it taking so long? Did I hear wrong? Was it really for me? The before can feel like endless wilderness, full of hunger, thirst, and the ache of delay. Many give up here, believing the silence means abandonment. But you didn't give up. You carried the weight. And every tear, every lonely prayer, every moment you almost let go but chose to hold on, has prepared you for what comes next. The after is nothing like the before. The after is not just relief. It is transformation. When the promise fulfills, you are not simply the same person with new circumstances. You are changed. You no longer walk with expectation alone. You walk with evidence. You carry testimony in your hands, not just hope in your heart. And from that moment forward, your faith is no longer theory. It is fire. This Sunday, that line is being drawn. Heaven has chosen this day as the threshold where you cross from the weight of waiting into the reality of fulfillment. And when you cross, you will never walk the same way again. Think about Israel leaving Egypt. Before, they were slaves, bound in chains, praying for freedom. After, they walked through parted waters, marked forever by a miracle no one could deny. Think about Hannah. Before, she was barren, mocked by others, pouring out her soul in desperation. After, she held Samuel in her arms, proof that God remembers His children. Think about your own life. Before, you cried. After, you will testify. But understand this. The after demands more of you than the before. The before teaches faith in waiting. The after demands faith in responsibility. Miracles are not just gifts. They are also callings. When the promise fulfills, you cannot keep living the same way. You must walk as someone who has been entrusted, not just blessed. This is why God allowed the long before. The delays weren't punishment, they were preparation. They were shaping your character so you could carry the weight of the after. Without the waiting, the miracle would have overwhelmed you. But now you are ready. Your shoulders have been strengthened, your vision sharpened, your spirit purified. You can hold what heaven is placing in your hands. And hear this, your after will not just bless you, it will bless others. People will look at your life and say, "Surely the Lord has done this." Your testimony will unlock faith in others who are still living in their before. The change in you will ripple outward, touching family, friends, even strangers who see the undeniable evidence of God's hand on your story. Chosen one, the before has been long. You've walked through silence, through confusion, through nights of wrestling with doubt. But the after is breaking in. And when it does, the shift will be permanent. You will not be able to go back to the old mindset, the old patterns, the old limitations. The after demands that you live higher, walk bolder, speak louder, because the evidence of the miracle will not allow you to shrink again. So prepare yourself for this Sunday. It is not just another day. It is the day the line will be drawn. You will remember it as the day your wilderness ended and your promise began to breathe. From then on, you will live as one who knows, not guesses, not hopes, but knows that God fulfills what He speaks. And once you live in the after, your life becomes unstoppable. Chosen one, let this truth sink deep into your spirit. After this Sunday, you will not be able to live as you did before. This is not exaggeration, not empty words, not emotional hype. It is the reality of what happens when heaven steps into human time and writes a new chapter over your life. There are moments when God interrupts the flow of your story, not only to change circumstances, but to change you. And once that shift takes place, there is no return to the old version of you. This Sunday has been marked as one of those moments. You have prayed, you have waited, you have questioned. You carried the weight of delay for so long that part of you learned to survive with the ache of longing. But survival is not your destiny. Fulfillment is. And this is the day when God draws the line. After this Sunday, you will say with conviction, "I am not the same person I was before." Because a miracle is not just a gift you receive, it is a fire that consumes the version of you that once lived without it. It divides the timeline of your life into before and after. Before was silence, waiting, questions, hope deferred. After is testimony, evidence, fulfillment, and the weight of walking with undeniable proof of God's faithfulness. When the promise fulfills, it does more than answer your prayers. It reshapes the way you carry yourself. You no longer walk with empty hands. You walk with evidence. You no longer plead for validation. You become the validation. You no longer wonder if God hears. Your very life screams that He does. But understand this. The miracle is not just about you. Yes, your tears are seen. Your heart is remembered. Your prayers are answered. But what God is doing in you is also meant to flow through you. Your testimony will be the key that unlocks faith for someone else still trapped in their waiting. Your transformation will become the signpost for others that their own Sunday is coming. Heaven never blesses in isolation. It blesses to multiply. And this is why your life will never be the same. Because from this day forward, you are not only a receiver, you are a carrier. The fire that falls on you this Sunday will burn in you and through you. It will demand new choices, new courage, new levels of obedience. You cannot shrink back into old patterns because the evidence of the miracle will not allow you to. You cannot live small anymore because the promise fulfilled will make you live as proof. And I ask you now, are you willing to let go of the old to step fully into the new? Are you ready to close the door to fear to hesitation, to self-doubt, so that you can walk boldly into your after. Because the only way to carry this miracle is to walk in alignment with it. You cannot keep waiting as if it hasn't come. You must now live like one who carries. This Sunday is the beginning of your after. It will feel like a door you cannot shut behind you, like waters you cannot cross back over, like fire you cannot put out. You will wake up different. You will walk different. Others will look at you and say, something shifted, and they will be right, because God has touched your life in a way that is permanent. So seal this moment now. Declare it with your mouth. Write it on the tablet of your heart. Pray it until your spirit vibrates with it. My life will never be the same. My Sunday has come. My miracle is here. Chosen one. Heaven has written this day into your story, and nothing can erase it. The shift is real. The miracle is undeniable. And your life, your entire life, will never be the same again.